I wanted to record this live and fresh, and I don't want to put the both days together, but you're here, so you're asking yourself, well, what just happened? Well, I'm going to tell you, night one, night two, both covered of WrestleMania 39. WrestleMania just ended about 15-20 minutes ago. And the first question, the only question I'm kind of really hearing is, do you still trust Paul Levesque? Do you still trust Hunter Hearst Helmsley? Because the ending of WrestleMania 39. Whew. But let's start with night one. And we opened up with, I'm gonna skip all the other extracurricular activities. Kevin Hart, Snoop Dogg when it's necessary, Hall of Fame, all of that stuff. We're just gonna get right to the matches. So John Cena taking on Austin Theory for the United States Championship, and this was fine. This was whatever. Cena's never been the greatest in ring tactician, and Austin Theory is young. I picked Cena to win by DQ, but Theory to walk. So that means Theory walks away with the championship, and this was fine. It really just got Austin Theory a win on paper. Cena made it a point to say that Theory was screwed either way if he won or lost. Theory tapped, but there was a ref bump, and he used a low blow in the A-Town down for the win. That's not a clear quality cut win, but nevertheless, a win is a win. This match was fine. I give it a 6 out of 10. Next up, we had the men's tag team showcase. The Street Profits, Ricochet and Braun Strowman, the Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. And Titus O'Neil, he was on guest commentator. He was fun. He was fun when he was on commentary. So this was fun. I knew this match was going to be just an all-out blast, something to just sit back and enjoy. And the two stars of this match, honestly, were Chad Gable and Angelo Dawkins. Chad Gable is a beast and should be pushed as such. Him hitting the Chaos Theory German suplex on Braun was just really, really amazing. And Ricochet did all his fun stuff. But the highlight of the match that people are going to point to is Angelo Dawkins laying out Braun Strowman when he's doing the Braun Express thing. He's running around a ring. Boy. And Dawkins laid him out. Man. But the Street Profits won this match. Question is, where do they go from here? Seeing as how we know who the tag team champions are. I was surprised that the Maximum Male Models didn't get involved. And what are they going to do with Chad Gable? Because he definitely got time to shine here. Next up, we had Seth Rollins. I'll give the Fatal 4-Way Showcase a 7 out of 10. Seth Rollins defeating Logan Paul. This was good. Listen, I don't like Logan Paul. I don't like the man. I don't like the person. He is trash. He is human garbage. But Logan Paul, the wrestler, guy's pretty good. He's like a natural at this. It's kind of crazy how good he is at professional wrestling. Man, Seth helped guide him along, and there were some fun spots here. But the reverses they put in, Paul doing, a buckshot Larry hitting the GTS, Seth doing a version of Antonio Inoki's octopus stretch. Man, this was just good. yeah, the spot with KSI, even though he's not that great of a person as well. I think it was Logan that had the octopus stretch in, but him taking that table spot, it's never easy. That's the safest place to land. But this was a really, really good match. I'll give them credit where credit is due. So Seth defeating Logan Paul, 7.5 out of 10, maybe knocking on an 8. The 6-woman tag team match, Damage Control taking on the team of Becky, Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. This was a fine match. I wish the tag team titles weren't involved in this match, but this was fine. I got to see, you get to see Lita and Trish. They got just the right amount of time in the ring. Trish really, really picked things up. And listen, I wholeheartedly believe we're going to get Trish versus Becky at SummerSlam. The real question is, what happens with the Damage Control? All they've been doing is losing and losing and losing. And I'm really tired of it. All three women are amazing talents, especially Io. So I'm hoping for something more from them, but this was a fine match. I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. I felt like if this was separated into something else, those two matches that would happen would be higher. Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio. We'll start with the interests. Listen, me personally wanted Dom to come out in Eddie's lowrider with Eddie's music, but him coming out in the prison van, hilarious. Man, he's been playing on this so much. His prison time, ex-con Dom. Ray driving out with Snoop Dogg in a lowrider, and then Eddie's playing Eddie's music. Listen, y'all know me. Eddie's my favorite of all time. So I wasn't crying, but I wasn't not crying either. Aaliyah and Angie were in the front row too. Dom's just been killing it with the silver. He's got into his mom's face. He got into Aaliyah's face. He threw Aaliyah's drink on her. Man, this was good. I wasn't a fan of the cinnamon toast crunch stuff during the match, but after that was going, man. Dom still needs work, but he's got enough to get by. You know what I mean? He's got that punk unlikable kid thing down. Bad Bunny was on commentary, and if you watch SmackDown the previous week, you know that Rey Mysterio reformed the LWO with Legado del Fantasma, so they helped Rey win because Damian Priest and Finn Balor were there as well to kind of help Dominik win. So Bad Bunny helped as well. This was fine. The debate was over. I'm glad they went with Rey, Hall of Fame. Dom can get his wins later. Dom will definitely get a win over his dad later. But right now, this was all Rey. Next up, the SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley defeating Charlotte Flair, because thank God I could not deal with Charlotte Flair defeating a third Women's Royal Rumble winner. This match started out slow, but it picked up in the building hit a tremendous crescendo, and maybe they were trying to get a little bit of Joshi in, but Rhea won. Both women hit their big moves, but Ripley hitting the avalanche riptide was great, was absolutely great. The thing that's going to be on people's minds is after the match, Charlotte sitting at ringside smiling. Was she happy that Rhea won? Like when Bianca defeated Sasha, you knew that Sasha cared about Bianca winning. We don't know that about Charlotte. Question is, what's next? Rhea's now on SmackDown with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Judgment Day are all Raw. They're all aligned together. What's happened? I don't care what's next for Charlotte. I just generally don't care. We got the return of Pat McAfee in an impromptu match set up by The Miz and Snoop Dogg. Well, more so Snoop Dogg, of Pat McAfee defeating The Miz. This was fun. Whatever. Look, as long as you keep getting Pat McAfee involved in WWE, it's never, ever a bad thing. In our main event, man, I thought the woman should have main evented, but this had the panache to main event too, and that is the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match with the Usos defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And what more to say? This is back-to-back years Kevin Owens has main evented WrestleMania. Remember, he main evented last year against Stone Cold. This is wow. And I'd be remiss not to point out that this is the Usos' first match on the main card of WrestleMania. Well, not the first match. They didn't get on the main card until WrestleMania until 2018. That's crazy. But seeing all of this, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fought each other 2 years ago at WrestleMania. 2 years ago, and now here we are. This was everything. This match was everything. It was a culmination of just the betrayals, the hurt, the love, the hate, the pain, the anger, and this was all about Sami and the Usos. Sami hitting 3 haluva kicks to end this. Man, this story was so good and just felt like it was worth it. It was all worth it. So for night 1 of WrestleMania, I'm going to give it an 8. Nah, right, night 1 was a banger. I'm gonna give WrestleMania night 1 a 9 out of 10. It was that good. The low point really being the Cena Theory match. But WrestleMania night 1 in the books, and we move on to WrestleMania night 2. And night 2 is a little bit shorter. We only had 6 matches. But yeah, we knew what night 2 was going to start off with. Come on, Brock Lesnar, Omos, night 2. That was always going to start the night off. You knew how it was going to go. This was a little bit more intriguing than I thought. It only went 5 minutes. And Brock Lesnar won. Omos got, was looked good and was close, and Lesnar hit the 1 F5 after, he hit a couple Germans, but that was all after Omos pretty much controlled most of the match, and then Brock just turned it around. But Brock won, and by the time we got to like the third match, Brock was probably already back in Minnesota. Next up, we had the Women's Tag Team Showcase, and this one I obviously was going to be weaker than the men's match last night. The women did their best to get very, very, very creative, had some really intriguing spots, but also the winners were never, ever in doubt. Ronda and Shayna won, and Ronda played into the crowd's hatred of her. I don't know why the crowd hates Ronda. Last night, the men's match felt just a little bit more fluid, but this was fine for what it was. Ronda actually didn't even get into the ring until she applied the armbar for the win. It's good way. It's a good way to get a good heat on her. The thing about the showcase matches is they didn't really even have any stakes. You know what I mean? There was no tag team title shot on the line, but it happens. And what was probably my favorite match of night 2, the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Excuse me. And bro, this was everything. You just, in the honor of Big E, you just want to see big, meaty men slapping man meat. Lord. Sheamus, Drew, Gunther beat the holy hell out of each other. And Titus O'Neil was on commentary for this match, and he definitely helped elevate this match. Man, I could watch these three just beat the hell out of each other all day. Power moves and fists, punches and claymores and clotheslines and headbutts and chops and slaps and but Gunther wins in just a smash mouth knuckle duster. This match was so good. They got a standing ovation. I can't remember the last time a WrestleMania match got a standing ovation. The crowd, the ref, the comment, this match got a standing ovation. That's how good it was. Lord. Man. Do it again. Do it again. Sheamus doesn't win the Intercontinental Championship. It's the one belt he does not have on his resume just yet. The Raw Women's Championship. This match definitely had well, lackluster is an understatement, but this did not have any good build to it. But the match in and of itself was good. The match suffered from poor execution, but it was just aided by two women that the crowds both love. I was pulling for Asuka, and once again, Asuka does not have a win at WrestleMania. Bianca walks out the champion, and I think we're starting to get a little bit of Bianca fatigue. She's been champion for right now 1 calendar year, and she's beaten everybody. So the question is, what's next for her? What's next for Asuka? We brought back Asuka, and she's in the Killer Kana gimmick. She's in the Killer Kana gimmick. And it didn't work. It didn't go down the way we thought it would. Yeah. Then we had a continuation of last night between The Miz and Snoop, with The Miz being upset that Snoop put him to a match. So Snoop put him into another match with a returning Shane McMahon. And yeah, Shane elicited a massive pop, but Shane also got injured on this match. So Snoop Dogg won the match. Yeah, you make it make sense. That actually happened. I'm hoping this was a one-off thing. Next up, we had the Hell in a Cell match between Edge and the Demon Finn Balor. And this was fine. This wasn't... yeah, it was fine. I'm hoping this is done between the Judgment Day and Edge. Like they even halted the match, I guess to get the blood. Like, Hell in a Cell should have blood. Hell in a Cell should be brutal, and it angered the crowd that they halted the match, and Edge did his best to get the crowd into the match again, but like, just let the blood happen. I just don't know what the aversion is. You sucked the life out of the crowd. Of a brighter note, we had the old school Hell in a Cell back, the gray one, no more red cell. But Balor takes the loss. Balor is still a star. The Judgment Day are still stars. Edge gets the win, so I want to see what's next for him. And lastly, we have the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship match with Roman Reigns defending the championships with his reign currently at 945 days. And I tell you, at the end of the Hell in a Cell match up until this match, we waited like another 20 minutes for this match to get started. It was crazy. But they told the story, but they didn't finish the story because Roman Reigns walked out the champion. And this, man, this was storytelling at its finest. This was a WWE main event spectacle. You knew what you were getting. It started out like a lot of Roman Reigns matches, but slowly turned, and the crescendo, the build, and I'll give credit where credit is due. Michael Cole greatly enhanced this match. He was on his A game. Not having Vince McMahon in his ear has just made things so much better for Michael Cole. Of course, this being a Roman Reigns championship match, it was overbooked to hell. We had ref bumps, we had interferences from not only the Usos but KO and Sami and Solo, who got ejected but then came back. So it was, you knew what you were getting. This was WWE Booking 101, and with Roman winning, walking out the champion, and Cody not winning the championship, we have to wait until the story is now finished. That's just what we have to do. We have to wait until the story is finished, and maybe, just maybe, this match will be elevated. But it was still a good match. I'm going to give night 2 of WrestleMania 39. I gave night 1 a 9. I'm going to give night 2 a 7. And I feel like the gap should be bigger between night 1 and night 2. Night 1 just overshone the night 2. Yeah. But that's what just happened. Come back every week for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast, and that Patreon will be going live Monday nights. Start promoting that joint. But thank you all for listening. WrestleMania 39 is in the books. We out.